Okay, this video is for 4.5 Conditionals Explore. This is a introduction to conditionals, and a condition is something like probably most of you have heard your parents say, an if statement. So if you don't clean your room, then I'll take your phone away. So most condition statements have the keywords if and then. So we will talk about some of those, but first we're going to talk about Boolean expressions. If you guys have done what you're supposed to do, you've watched, you've watched these videos right here, thecode.org. Make sure you watch this video. She explains about Boolean expressions. We're about to talk about those in just a second. Also, make sure you watch the Big Bang Theory video, what he's talking about, and I'll reference that in just a minute too. But if you haven't watched those, pause my video or go back and watch both of those videos first, so you guys can be more prepared for this assignment. So I'm not going to answer these like I usually do, like I've started doing. I'm going to talk it out, so you have to end up watching the video and listening to me. Some of you are actually just getting on to look at the worksheet and copy the answers. You're not doing any learning. You're not listening to me at all. So if you have not watched the videos, please do that now. So if you have, you guys have learned about Boolean expressions. Boolean expressions are a true or false statement. Okay, so it evaluates an expression in code, kind of much like this one. So it says 3 plus 6 less than 8. It evaluates this and the answer for the expression would be either true or false. Okay, some of the operators, the comparison operators, are these right here. Okay, this first question, it asks what is a comparison operator. You basically need to talk about what it does. What it does is it compares two values to see which one is greater. Okay, so that's what you guys need to write for this one. It compares two values to see which value is greater. I guess greater or equal to, as long as you guys kind of have an understanding. The next part is you're going to write the meanings for these, and a lot of you guys know these, but I'm going to explain a couple. This one is the less than sign. You don't have to write these in complete sentences. Just put what it actually is. Less than, greater than. In math, it's usually a less than and then one slash underneath this less than. That means less than or equal to. Well, we don't have that key on our keyboard, so we write less than or equal to this way. So we put them next to each other, less than or equal to. And this one is the same, greater than or equal to. And the last one, well, it's not the last one, but this one, if you guys remember, an equal sign in variables is assigning a value to a variable. So we use like x equals 3 to assign 3 to the variable x. Well, in code, a double equal sign basically asks if the two values are actually equal to each other. It's kind of weird. So you guys, for the double equal signs, says, are the values actually equal? You guys need to write that as your meaning. And the exclamation mark means not equal. So this part means not. So if you see not greater than, that means not greater than. If you see equal sign, that means not equal. So that's what that means. Okay? You guys can pause this video at any time. I'm going to keep going. We guys are going to work down to probably about this question right here today. So let me show some of my... We had a prompt right here. It says, imagine you want to make a decision about what to wear to an event. Name 2 pieces of information you'd want. How would you use them in your decision? Where a lot of the classmates in my class, or a lot of the kids in my class said, is it hot or cold? Is it inside or out? What kind of occasion? Is it formal or casual? So these are all can be made into conditions. So you could say, if it's cold, then wear this. If it's hot or if it's warm, then wear this. Okay, so you could do that for all of them. And remember the two key words you keep hearing are if and then. Okay, and your mom, dad probably given you conditions before, like if your grades are bad, you get your phone taken, then we'll take your phone away. Or something like that. Or they may give you a good condition that says, if you can make all A's, then I'll pay you $100. I don't know. Anyways, this kind of leads us into, we're going to use the manipulatives. So make sure you guys got those open. This is kind of a review for how they worked. I'm not going to review them with you because because you guys should remember how to use those. We'll use them here in just a second. Remember, Booleans are true or false. Talked about how Mr. Bull came up with those. You guys are going to, I need to present, but you guys can evaluate this out loud. This is 3 less than 8. It evaluates 2. Hopefully you guys know this. True, because 3 is less than 8. And that's what it says right here. Talked about the comparison operators, less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. These are all your answers for that question, for those questions for the operators. We already did them though. Remember that in order to do evaluate the operation, you got to actually simplify it first. So 3 plus 6 simplified would be 9 less than 8. So the expression would evaluate to false. You guys need to do this part on your own. You need to pause the video and try to see if you can do this part. So when you write the answers on your worksheet right here, you guys need to write, for the first one you can write 6, where was it, 6, oh, you don't have to write 6 minus 3. You can write 3 less than 5 and true. 3 less than 5 is true. And you can do that for all of them. And I'll present that. You guys can pause it right here if you guys need to finish that. The next part is where we just basically add variables into it. So variables are numbers that can change. You guys, the variables store the number that can actually change. So this one made a variable for lives and a variable for score. Put lives at 5, score at 10. So then it had you an expression you had to simplify first. This says lives plus 4, so 5 is lives. 5 plus 4 is 9. We got the less than operator. We got 10 for score, so 10 minus 1 is 9. It evaluates to 9 less than 9, and that expression is false because 9 is not less than 9. It is actually equal to 9. In order to make that true, you need 2 equal signs. 9 is actually equal to 9. So let's go back to our worksheet. You guys should have answered this one. What did the above comparison evaluate to? Well, you guys can do 9 is less than 9 is false. Or 9 is less than 8 is false. Let's see. Oh, you guys need to say on this one, what would I do before I compare these values? This was simplify 3 plus 6 equals 9. Okay. What is a Boolean expression? We've answered this one already. This one is a true or false statement. And that brings us to this part right here. This question, you guys are going to need to open up the 4.5 manipulatives. It's very similar to what we used in the variables. So if you haven't done it, you guys need to go back and do the variables one first. You guys can see this video right here. It's kind of working this problem. It kind of shows you, you can click on these and hit copy and it will copy this. But the very first thing you guys need to do is click on number 5. You guys are going to recreate a flow chart. And if you'll remember, Sheldon in the Big Bang Theory video, he made a flow chart. And the flow chart basically asked questions. And when it gave the conditional statement, whether it said, like, he asked the condition, do you want to go get a beverage? If he says yes, then a red line went to another box. If he said no, then a red line went to a different box. So a conditional statement always goes in the diamond. Remember, the variables go in here. So it really starts like this. You guys should have a variable that says time in it. And we'll go back to the worksheet. We'll do an empty variable. And if you guys remember, that's how we create a variable. So, but the question says, can I go to the movies? Am I allowed to if it's before 8 o'clock? Okay, so you guys are going to make a flow chart. Doing this, you guys start with a time and make sure you have a condition, and then you could say if my condition's true, My condition's false, and I'm kind of helping you guys do this. I'll click on it and hit copy and hit paste. Puts another one next to it, so I can edit these things. If you really want this, you can. You don't have to have that one, but you can. So in this one, I would probably type in. So basically, I need to know. You guys need to think this out. So everything's basically done except what's typed in here, in this box, and this box. So basically, you don't know what time the movie starts. That's why this variable is right here. We're not sure what time it starts. Okay? We need to ask our friend, or we're going to ask a conditional statement, just like Sheldon. We need to say, is the time of the movie before 8 or after 8? How do we write this in a condition statement? If you guys wrote anything like time, or let's say less than 8, and we can make that a little bit smaller. Is the time less than 8? And if it is less than 8, say you can go to the movies. If it's greater than 8, you can't go to the movies. So guys, I just did that with you. So basically, you've got your flow chart right here. It says, I've got a variable named time. Is my time, here, let me make this wider. Is my time less than 8? Well, if the movie started at 7:30, let's run it. 7:30, my movie starts at 7:30, so the time is less than 8, then it's true. It means I can go to the movies. If my time is 8:30, 8:30 is larger than 8, so the answer is false. You can't go to the movies. That's a true or false Boolean expression. It says whether I can or can't go to the movies. What I want you guys to do is start working on this one right here. Well, actually, once you get that one done, I want you to snip it or take a screenshot of it and put it right inside this box so I can tell that you did it with me. I want you guys to do this one. It says, have I won the game? I've won the game if my score multiplied by my lives is greater than 10. Okay, and I'll give you guys a hint. The way you guys do that is you start out by making two variables, one for score and one for lives. And it's real similar to what this is. You guys just got to change this, this, and this. Okay, so you need to think about that. This is why I started out, well, I didn't do it in this one, but we started out in class talking about being problem solvers. You guys need to be problem solvers on this one. Not very hard. Just think, have I won the game? I've won if my score multiplied by my lives is greater than 10. So once you guys get that, or you think you got that, paste it here, and then we'll start answering the rest of the questions for this worksheet together tomorrow. I'll post another video.